What's up, guys? I want to do this message real quick for young fighters out there that are coming up. I've had in the last few months, I've had quite a few of my students fights and opponents pull out and issues happen. The card gets canceled, the card gets moved, and it's hard. It's easy to tell you to not be frustrated or discouraged, but I've been there, and at that time, years ago when I was an amateur, I was frustrated, I was discouraged, or even when I was a lower level pro, I was discouraged and frustrated as well because, this happens, guys. I've been to fights where one time I fought in Arkansas, and I had 3 opponents in the same day switch, like literally the same day, the day I weighed in. I come the next day, this guy's like, I was fighting a kickboxing fight. He wanted to fight an MMA fight. I said, no, we'll fight. I said, we'll do kickboxing. So then he didn't want to do MMA. So then I had to move up 15 pounds in weight, and then that didn't happen. And then the commission wouldn't approve it. Then I had to move down again and fight another guy with way more experience. And fortunately, I won the fight still. But this happens, guys. This happens. You're going to go to fights, and you're going to switch opponents the week of the fights. I just had a guy get opponent switch on 4 days' notice, and he killed it. He went in there and beat the guy and did a good job, the props to the other guy for taking the fight on 4 days' notice. But it wasn't like that other guy was out of shape. The other guy had just fought 6 weeks ago, and this was my kid's amateur debut. So, either way, he did a good job. He adjusted to the situation and dealt with it. This is going to happen. You're going to have fight. I've had 3 fights in a row pull out before coming up, and I've seen other teammates, other students. This happens, guys. It's very frustrating. The main thing is just look at the big picture. That's the best advice I can give you. Look at the big picture because depending on at where you want to go, if you want to go to the UFC or Bellator or one FC or a big organization, or kickboxing or boxing or whatever the combat sport is, just look at the big picture. You're not necessarily training for the specific opponent anyway. You're training to be a better fighter, a better martial artist. That's why you should train year-round and not just train when you have a fight to begin with. And I understand you're dieting more when you have fights. You're training harder when you have fights. You have to, do less physical stuff on your body especially the longer you do this. The training camps are always harder than the regular training, right? But I say don't get discouraged, but try not to get discouraged because this sucks. It sucks. You may have 3 opponent switches. You may have the card get canceled, the card get moved. This is the game. So stay mentally prepared for it, and just try to keep a positive attitude because anything you do with a positive attitude is still better than doing it with a negative attitude. And it's going to suck, and it's going to be annoying or depressing even at times, depending on how hard you've trained, and maybe if it's a pro fight, you're making money or whatever. But keep your head up and train to be a martial artist and a fighter year-round, not just when you have camps, and just fall in love with the training aspect of training. And if an opponent pulls out or the fight doesn't go through, you won't be as negative about it because you still just love the training. You're going to go train anyway, regardless of whether you have a fight or not. All right, guys. Get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing Martial Arts School Instructor. The link is in my description below. Comment any other questions you might have or anything like that. Thank you, guys.